My father pulled a gun and pointed it at my husband in front of my child. That moment, I knew. I had to cut all ties with my parents. Last night, my parents came for my child's 7th birthday. Dad drove us to a restaurant. The parking lot was full, and when I suggested another place, he insisted he knew the city better and argued with me. The car sped up, I begged him to go home, but he pushed on to the next restaurant. I asked again, but no response. Frustrated, I texted my husband for a ride, and finally, my dad grudgingly agreed to take us back, but not before threatening to punch me in the face. My child cried in the backseat as my dad continued to berate me, completely ignoring my pleas to stop in front of her. As I walked in with my mom and child, my dad stood up, blood streaming down his face. I screamed, but then he pulled a gun from his waist and aimed it at my husband's chest. That was it. I knew I couldn't have a relationship with parents like that. I walked in with my mom and child just as my dad stood up, blood pouring from his face. I screamed when I saw him, but what happened next was worse. He pulled a gun from his waistband and aimed it directly at my husband's chest. That was the breaking point. I couldn't have any relationship with parents who would act like this. My parents quickly left and began their long drive home. I may have made the decision to sever ties, but the pain of losing them lingers, especially for my child who will never have grandparents. How do I move on from this loss? I'm still trying to understand it all.